Hi, students of Human Development 401, applying theory and practice to human development. And I am actually re-recording this to make sure that the captions are available to those who need them. And it might be a little different from the first video, but it really just explains the same thing that I spoke about in the first video that I posted this past Friday. So here's the rundown. I just wanted to spend this time to remind the students that this is an experiential course, and this course is for you to take some time to volunteer at a location where you can really experience what it is to work at an agency that serves others. Potentially that's maybe a nonprofit agency or organization or a school or a hospital or somewhere where you serve. And, according to our book that we're working out of this semester, there are best practices on how to serve others in an effective manner. And so while you are at that location, whether it's virtual or in person, you're going to be assessing, how this organization is doing their good work. Are they executing their practice in a way that is effective? What are the problems with how they're, working with their volunteers or with their paid employees, or they're getting their services out? These are things that as you're working there and getting an experience, you are going to be assessing to prepare for your final paper. So this is the reason for the volunteer experience. It's also to, again, apply theory of, how is it that these organizations really work and do good work, in theory, but how is it really working in practice? So this is the purpose of this class. Some logistics about getting done in this class. This class is generally very easy. As long as you can find a location, a site to work at, whether it is virtual or in person, you're ahead of the game. You are supposed to be starting to work this week, if at all possible, week 5. However, we are flexible. I do have due dates for everything in this class. However, I'm giving everybody the flexibility because not everybody can find a place to work in this time. Some of you actually have already started working or volunteering, and you might actually finish before the initial deadline, and that's fine too. You can start early, you can start on time, or you can start a little bit late. I encourage everyone to at least start their volunteer hours no later than week 9. That way you can work consecutively for 6 weeks, 3 to 4 hours a week to get to your 25 hours that you need to fulfill your volunteer requirement. Some of you who started now or earlier can even skip weeks. There is really, the due dates that I have in Canvas are loose due dates because everybody has a different situation. Some of you are even waiting for Cal State Community Engagement Office to approve your site that has not been approved yet, right? You had to actually submit a form to get the university to send to the site that you want to work at and for them to agree to be a partner with us. So lots of different things happening. So I just encourage everybody to be patient, but really pace yourself. So once you start volunteering, make sure you're volunteering, a few hours a week and you're getting those 6 journals in. Each journal, do not submit a journal until you have volunteered for that week or week and a half, 3 to 4 hours. That way you have some robust information to provide in your journal based on your experiences. So I do require the 6 journals. The 6 journals have due dates as well, but you do not have to turn them in on that particular due date, but stay in order, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even if it's week technically 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or week 7 and you skip week 8 and you go 9, 10, 11, 12. So I hope you're understanding what I'm talking about. So as long as you get those 6 journals in, you get your 25 hours done, you participate every week in the weekly discussion about the text that you're going to use to compare your experience at your location to what the book is talking about. Forces for Good, the best practices for these agencies that are doing good, then you will have met the requirements for this course. Please do not do all of your 25 hours in one day or 2 days. It should be over time so you can begin to get to know the agency that you're working at, potentially communicate with the site supervisor. That may not always be the case, especially if you all are doing something virtually, but I encourage you to gather as much information about the agency as you can, either through interviews with the site supervisor or through reading about the association and how they do their work, so you can have some robust information for your final project about how this organization does their work. Please make sure that you log your hours at the end of the semester, either in the S4 system or on the form that I provided, the log, and have the supervisor sign it at the end and you submit it. That way I know that you have done your 25 hours. Let's see, I'm checking to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, for the final project, you have 2 options. You can either write the paper, a full paper. I have outlined the questions that you must answer in that paper. And it's all about how the book relates to your site. You also have to talk about theory and what theories associate with what site that you're working at. Just check out the document, the assignment instructions, and you'll see exactly what you need to do. So you will be thinking about that as you are volunteering, how you're going to write this final project. The other option is a little less writing, and you also get to take pictures of your site. For example, if you're working at a food bank or a food bank, for example, you can take pictures of the workers, preparing the food, or if you get permission, because there is a permission form that you must have, participants fill out if they're going to be photoed. If you want to take pictures of the participants, getting, their food or enjoying each other at the location, then you can do that as well, just to show us, what goes on at your site. So you can do option A, which is a full written paper, or option B, which is a little writing and some pictures describing what you did this semester. You can do either option for your paper or your final project. So I hope this was helpful. Please send me any questions or concerns that you have in Canvas or via email. I get them either way. And I look forward to continuing to work with all of you this semester in this experiential volunteer class. Thank you.